So today I'm going to be using the Cover Pink and White acrylics from divadc.com. I'm also going to be using the pink fluorescent acrylic mix made with the glow powders from bornprettystore.com. If you'd like more information on either of those products, please check out my review videos on them. I'm also going to be using the Easy Flow Q monomer, which isn't my favorite, but it's what I happen to have at home. The rest of my products are at the salon. First step is going to be to put your nail bed color on. I'm using a Cover Pink as I mentioned before, but you're welcome to use clear if you prefer. Make sure that you let the acrylic flow before applying it to your nail, just so that you get the best consistency and workability. Make sure you keep the product quite thin around the cuticle area and that you leave enough thickness in the sidewalls for filing. You don't want to taper this down too far, or when you file it, you'll lose some of your smile line. Next, I'm going to be going in with the white acrylic powder. This is actually, it looks like it's sticking to my brush, and it is a little bit, but that's actually because the brush is bad. It's one I've had for about 2 years and was just the one I had at home. This product is actually quite workable in normal conditions, so please don't judge it based on that. And I'm just going to go ahead and let that flow again, and then I'm going to tuck it up into the side walls, making sure I get right into that corner for this nice deep smile line. And then once it's in shape, I'm going to go ahead and straighten out my side walls a little bit and begin to shape it into a little bit of a curved French on one side. And just go ahead and work with this as much as you need to make sure that you keep your side walls really straight, you get the structure in where you want it to be, and all of that. Normally I would build a lot more of the structure with clear over the top as opposed to building it with the colored acrylics, but as I said, most of my products are at the salon and I just wanted to do this video really quick, so I'm sort of using what I have available. Next, I'm going to go in with that glow powder I mentioned before. Now I've mixed this about 1 part glow powder to about 2 or 3 parts of acrylic. Again, I have more information on that in a previous video if you'd like to go ahead and check that out. And I'm just applying this as to sort of fill in the rest of the space. Now, keep in mind that if you do have any sort of low areas, you do need to make sure at this point to sort of fill them in. As you'll see, I have one kind of off on the side as well as one right up at the very middle of my smile line. I find that personally it's much easier to go ahead and build all of that up ahead of time than file it and hope it works out or end up with a nail that's too thin. So just make sure that you put in all your structure. Again, there's no point in wasting any time filing if you don't absolutely have to. And I mean, obviously you're always going to file, but you understand what I'm saying. So next I'm going to put the caps back on everything just because I'm notorious for knocking things over. This also gives it time to sort of set up a little bit for pinching if you so desire. Now normally I would do one nail and I would move on to the next nail, and as soon as I was done with the next nail I'd come back and I would pinch the first and go on alternating like that. But because I'm using a practice hand, I'm sort of improvising. So as you see, I've gone ahead and pinched it, and then I've tapped it just to see if it's done curing. Once it's done, I'm going to go ahead and file, which I didn't film all of because the nail popped off and I had to go and get it. But when we come back, it will be filed and buffed into shape, and then we're going to do a fun little nail art design on it. So I'm using the Jordana Pop Art striping polish in black and the Pure Ice polish in silver Mercedes for this design. Now what I'm doing is sort of a animal print combo, just because my previous video with the zebra print was so popular. I thought it might be fun to sort of do a version in acrylic. So I'm just sort of placing random dots of the silver polish all over the pink side of the nail, and then I'm going to go ahead with the black polish into the white side just to give that silver polish a little bit of time to set up before I start playing with it. And I'm going to make some sort of random wavy stripes. If you want more information on how to do this, please feel free to check out my other video on making the zebra stripes. It's not really very hard, you just sort of put them on there, I guess. Next, I'm going to go ahead and outline the silver dots to make the cheetah print. And I'm just sort of going in at random, some of them in sort of a C shape, some of them with more of a three-sided triangular shape, just to sort of outline them as I see fit. And eventually I'm going to go in and I'm going to add some additional black dots just to sort of fill in the space. And that's basically it. You're going to top coat next. Make sure that you go ahead and you let your design dry fully before top coating. As you'll see, I didn't do that, and so I ended up with just a little bit of streaking. And you can use your favorite top coat. I used OPI Clear Polish, again, just because it's what I have at home. Although, if you were going to be doing these and expecting them to stay shiny for any length of time, I would probably suggest a UV gel top coat instead. Thanks so much for watching. Hope you all have a great day. Don't forget to rate, comment, and subscribe.